There is just no doubt that Magnus Carlsen is the GOAT of chess. At just the age of 13, he had already started making history. Well, I'm pretty sure you know about the Magnus and Kasparov game. Although it ended in a draw, we could say the brilliant boss move from Magnus was standing and turning his back on the game. But drawing the #1 chess player doesn't earn his position, even at 13. So what did? At what point did he become the undisputed? Let's jump into the action and relive some of the most pivotal games that defined his chess legacy. The 2013 World Chess Championship, Game 5 versus Viswanathan Anand. Alright, let's see the stage. It's 2013 and Magnus Carlsen is up against Viswanathan Anand in the World Chess Championship. The first 4 games, all draws. The 5th game is where the fireworks start. Carlsen, with the white pieces, decides to spice things up. Instead of using his usual knight to f3, he goes for c4. This one takes us straight into the queen's gambit declined opening. Anand, not one to back down, responds with e6, signaling the queen's gambit declined is on the board. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Anand, with his Indian superstar flair, plays bishop to b4, giving a check. But Carlsen isn't phased. He retreats his knight to c3, keeping his cool. After some moves, Carlsen goes queen to d3, showing his intention to castle queenside. Anand, ever the tactician, responds with knight to g4, eyeing Carlsen's dark square bishop. Carlsen finally castles, and Anand decides to retreat his bishop to c7. This isn't the best move because it allows Carlsen to trade knights and queens, which is exactly what happens. Of course, you don't want to make any mistakes like these on Carlsen's face, as he is always waiting for the best chance. Now we're in endgame, and this is where Carlsen shines. He's got a space advantage and more active pieces. The players maneuver around, and Carlsen plays c5, inviting black to capture the knight. Anand decides to play f5, trying to stir things up on the king side. Carlsen responds with g6, confident in his defensive skills. Anand pushes g5 and then h5, gaining space but also creating more pawn weaknesses. Carlsen, ever the patient one, avoids pushing his pawns recklessly. He waits for Anand to make a mistake. The player continues to maneuver, and Carlsen manages to get rid of black's g5 pawn, entering a rook and bishop endgame with an extra pawn. Now, here's the big blunder. Anand plays rook to c1, and this leads to a forced sequence where Carlsen ends up with 2 pawns up on opposite sides of the board. Anand resigns after h4, unable to stop both of Carlsen's passed pawns. It's a brilliant endgame play by Carlsen, and this is how he earned the nickname Endgame God, the game that shaped a legacy. Carlsen vs Anand, 2013, Game 9. Game 9, ladies and gentlemen, is where Carlsen would be inches away from becoming the new world chess champion. Magnus Carlsen, leading the match 5-3 against Vishy Anand, was tantalizingly close to becoming the next world chess champion. Anand, with the white pieces this time, started the game with the move d4. Carlsen responded with nf6, setting the stage for a classic battle. As the game unfolded, it transitioned into the Nimzo Indian defense after a few moves, with Anand opting for f3, a move aimed at catching up as he was trailing in the championship. Carlsen responded by playing d5, and Anand initiated some trades with a3. Carlsen, in turn, played c4, effectively closing down the queenside and securing spatial advantage, all while ensuring his king's safety. Despite Carlsen's queenside advantage, Anand still possessed the bishop pair and launched a menacing attack on the kingside with g4. Carlsen, undeterred, castled kingside, ignoring white's aggressive intentions. Anand continued developing his pieces and castled kingside as well. Carlsen, on the other hand, sought to create disruptions on the queenside, maneuvering his knight to b3 and advancing his b and a pawns, steadily building an advantage in that area. Anand playing g5, attempting to checkmate Carlsen's king quickly. Demonstrating his composure, Carlsen responded with ne8, strategically retreating his knight, and then captured white's dark square bishop with nxc1. Carlsen's rook to a6 hinted at potential activity on the other side of the board. Anand played f4, seemingly preparing to create a passed pawn with f5 and doubling his rooks on the f-file. However, he made an inaccuracy by capturing the pawn on b4 with ax b4. Carlsen capitalized on this, advancing his b-pawn with b5. Anand deliberated for some time and played qf4, aiming to checkmate Carlsen before he could promote a new queen. After remaining confident in his defensive abilities, Carlsen moved his knight to e8, preventing the white queen from delivering checkmate on g7. However, this move also removed black's knight and rook from the game. With f6, Anand continued his aggressive assault. Carlsen replied with g6, determined to withstand white's imminent threats. His knight to e8 aimed to maintain the defense against white's attacking pieces. Anand's plan now was to allow Carlsen to make an extra queen in exchange for checkmate, and he played a really good move. He plays rf4, and if Magnus promotes, he can get out of check, and now he wouldn't be able to stop the mate in g7. Magnus did promote, but Anand made a crucial error with nf1, hoping for Carlsen to play qd1, followed by rx d1 and ne3, setting up a potentially devastating attack on the black king. However, Anand overlooked Carlsen's brilliant move, qe1, which would have been impossible if the white knight were on g3. Realizing his impending doom, Anand resigned and the match concluded in just 28 moves. With Carlsen emerging as the victor, this memorable game not only showcased Carlsen's incredible strategic skills and ability to remain calm under pressure, but also marked a turning point in his career as he cemented his reputation as a chess legend. The climactic conclusion: Carlsen vs. Anand 2013, Game 10. Here we are at the final game of the 2013 World Chess Championship, where Carlsen is on the brink of securing the World Chess Champion title. Playing with the white pieces again, Carlsen starts with e4. Anand responds with c5, keeping the Sicilian defense alive. Carlsen maintains central control and focuses on piece development, while Anand chooses a more solid approach with the hedgehog formation. The game progresses and Carlsen seizes the initiative, aiming to exploit black's passive position. Anand tries to regroup and regain control, but Carlsen is relentless. In a pivotal moment, Anand plays qg5, but this move turns out to be a blunder. Carlsen seizes the opportunity and plays e5, winning a pawn. Anand manages to recover the pawn, but at the cost of significant piece exchanges. Remember, if Magnus wins or draws this game, he becomes the world champion. Now we're in an endgame where Carlsen has 3 pawns against Anand's knight. Carlsen continues to press, displaying his endgame mastery. With precise maneuvering, Carlsen manages to trade queens, leaving Anand with insufficient material to checkmate the white king. Anand eventually grabs the last available pawn, leading to a draw position. The game ends in a 65-move draw, securing Carlsen's status as the new World Chess Champion at the remarkable age of 22. Win streak. Now, those were the games that set the ground for him. But there's more. Magnus Carlsen, the now 32-year-old Norwegian chess grandmaster, proved yet again that he is a force to be reckoned with in the world of chess. He held the record for the longest win streak in professional chess as of October 2020, with an outstanding 125 consecutive matches without a single loss. This impressive run included 42 victories and 83 draws, showcasing his unparalleled dominance in the chess world. However, even the best have their off days. Magnus' streak was broken in 2021 when he suffered his first defeat in years. This was against Ian Nepomniachtchi in the 9th game of the FIDE World Chess Championship. Carlsen lost the game after blundering a pawn in a rook endgame. He had previously drawn the first 8 games of the match. Talk of a tough opponent. Well, even with that, no other player has gone longer without being defeated, solidifying his status as the undisputed world champion. He has an impressive resume that boasts 5 World Chess Championship titles, 4 World Rapid Chess Championship titles, and 6 World Blitz Chess Championship titles. In a surprising turn of events in 2022, he decided not to defend his World Championship title, which he had held since 2013. Magnus expressed that he found more thrill in competition than in chasing the #1 rank, and would consider returning only if the next challenger represented the new generation. Now he's just doing side quests in life, streaming, and even being involved in football. But whatever next move he makes, we're pretty sure it'll be a smart one. Click on one of the two videos on your screen.